Hiya, welcome back to Tour on a Bike, Midweek Ramble. I'm just coming back from Dalbeattie. I'm sticking with my current camera layout, so the 360 up on a little selfie stick on beside my right hand mirror. The chin mount, which I better make sure is set properly, and the rear facing camera. So, by the time you'll have seen this, my video of my initial feelings on the Osmo 360 will have been out. I've not really very much to add to that. I don't know whether changing from the X3 was a worthwhile venture, but I'm going to stick with it. And we'll see how it goes. One thing I have noticed, it's a slight annoyance, but it is an annoyance nonetheless, is that the batteries go into the 360 the opposite way around to the way they go into the Osmo Action 4s. So on the Action 4s, the connections, I was already in top gear, keep doing that. The Action 4s, the connections are down when you put them into the camera, and on the 360 the connections are at the top, so a minor annoyance, but an annoyance nonetheless. So we're almost at time for the kids to go back at school, and my wife to go back to school, so I do plan to do my Glencoe trip while they're at school, and that way I'm not encroaching on family time too much. The other trip I've got organised, I'm not joining them for the whole trip, but Joe in Time to Go, Nigel Dodge 29, Steve the Dorset Rider, and Alec the Adventures of Bleary View are all having a trip round the Lake District and Peak District and Kielder Forest and places like that. And they're basing themselves in a caravan in the Lake District, and I was kindly invited to join them. I initially was only going to join them for the Kielder trip, just for the day. I would just pop down, spend the day with them and head back at night, but they've kindly invited me to stay, so because I can't really be away for a full week just through personal circumstances, I've got audience to look after, I'm going to join them I'm going to go down on the Tuesday night, join them for the Wednesday trip, the Thursday trip, and head back up on the Friday morning. That's the plan anyway, so I'm really looking forward to it, and I really appreciate the invitation to do that. They're a cracking bunch of lads. They do the live stream, I've mentioned that before, along with Howie 702. But yeah, cracking bunch of lads really. I've joined their WhatsApp group, and I'm pleased to say that they're as full of nonsense as I am. So I'm going to stick with this camera setup. So 360 up there, chin mount and a rear view mount. I'm hoping that, I think everybody that's seen my videos and has commented about the sound says the sound's about right. So what I do is, I'll pass this guy. So what I do is I have DaVinci Studio, is what I edit in, and I use multicam, and I am thinking of doing a video on how I edit, because DaVinci Studio looks very complicated but is actually extremely easy. But what it does have is the AI voice enhancement feature, which you can have, and I mean, if you set it at 100%, all you get is the voice, you don't get any other noise at all. doesn't matter what it is, it cancels everything else out but the voice, which is makes your video sound like a voiceover. I normally have it set at about 10%. It depends. If I've got my visor open, I'll sometimes knock it up to about 14 or 15%, but for the most part, I just have it at 10%. That allows you to hear a bit of the exhaust noise, particularly if I do like an overtake or something like that. But it takes out a lot of the wind noise. I don't have any noise cancellation set up on my mic 2s. I've got DJI mic 2s, and I don't have any noise cancellation set up on that. It's all done through DaVinci. It is a terrific program. But I gave it, it gives you 2 licenses, so I gave the other license to Nigel to give it a try. But unfortunately it was beyond him. So he's cancelled it out, so I'll maybe give it to somebody else. I think Alex is wanting to give it a go, so maybe give it to him to have a wee go and see what he thinks of it. But it is a terrific program. I think it's what you're used to working. Nigel said that he used to use Power Director before it became a little bit too AI focused, and he's on Filmora, I think is what he's using now. But I couldn't get my head round Power Director at all. It just obviously depends on how your brain works, I guess, or it depends on what you're used to and what you're prepared to put the time in to learn. But yeah, I won't go past DaVinci Studio. It really is terrific. We're at version 20, I think, just now, or something like that. So they keep developing, and of course the benefit of DaVinci Studio is that it's not a subscription model, so you're not paying every month you buy it. You get 2 licenses, and that's you get updates, free updates for life. And that's the way I like to do things. I don't like subscriptions. It's a bit too much like loans to me. I kind of don't like loans either. I mean, obviously I've had in the past mortgages and things like that, but I'd rather buy something and then it's mine. It's just an old-fashioned view, I guess, but it's the way I like to do things. And also it means that if I can't afford it, I don't buy it. So it's a smashing day. We're at 20 degrees. We're looking at the 2nd of August. Yeah, that'll be right. And I'm just heading back home now from a little trip. Of course, we're behind a camper van, but we'll get past them shortly, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's better. There's a biker behind me. So yeah, nothing really else to report. We'll carry on playing about. Hopefully hopefully DJI have done some firmware updates to cure some of the problems that we've got, but yeah, it's all a learning experience, I guess, for them as well. They have done quite extensive training, quite extensive testing rather with it, but there's no substitute for real world testing by people out with the company. He's one of these polite. He's got a polite vest. What a wanker. Anyway, that's it. Just a quick little ramble. Thanks very much for watching. Ride safe, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. He doesn't have indicators on his bike. Doesn't even have brake lights on his bike. Shouldn't be on the road.